I'm also joined on the phone line by Ashima Goyal. Ashima, thank you so much for joining us today. My first question is, this: the finance minister announced that this is going to cost the fisc about 1.45 lakh crore. What is your assessment of what would be the impact in the headline fiscal deficit number?
It's early to say that because we have to see how this impacts. If there's a growth revival, it will affect taxes. And then we are seeing the government coming out with a series of measures. I think they have lined up some divestment plans. And as the markets are reviving, that will get a fill-up also. So I don't think that there'll be much slippage in the fiscal deficit. Again, this government has been very committed to following the FRBM. So they may, if required, cut expenditure. We did that last year. I think, but we'll also wait for the Finance Commission because it's possible they will ease the requirements. You know, even the FRBM allows a 0.5 relaxation if it's a year of major tax or other change or growth slowdown. So even if there is a slippage, it will not be more than that 0.5%.
Okay, so you're expecting a slippage of 0.5 is a possibility, theoretically speaking.
It's a maximum.
Okay.
Yeah.
The second question is the implications of this tax cut. How have you? What are you reading out of this? There is a demand slowdown in the economy. Will this actually help in reinvigorating that?
Yes, I think there will be a sense of optimism that job creation will improve. There are huge benefits for firms, for startups. And, you know, the globe is at a time when internationally people are, because of the US-China trade war, companies are looking for new locations. They should make India very, very attractive, given its large domestic market, as well as now one of the lowest tax rates internationally for new companies. So it's come at a very opportune time. And if people foresee, that companies are going to invest, that new jobs are created, I think consumption, apart from the immediate wealth effects from the stock market rise. So, and overall, I think this has been welcomed generally by markets, but also we must realize that it's very much in line with the reform path. In the sense that it removes exemptions but cuts taxes. So it's towards simplification. And, this adversarial relationship between the tax authorities and companies, all that will be hugely effective. It will really improve all that. And then, moreover, it also shows that this government now, I think this goes both for the Reserve Bank and the Finance Ministry, is really listening to advice, is really listening to what industry says, what market participants say, what different stakeholders are saying. And they are tailoring responses to that, which is a very, very healthy thing.
Okay.
And I think that we should be out of this slowdown very soon. As it is, the slowdown was brought about by exceptionally tight monetary and fiscal policies. Ever since 2011, actually, we've been in a very tight regime.
Okay.
And that regime is changing towards more balance, towards something better suited to Indian conditions. For example, liquidity also was very tight. That is already in surplus. So that also helps revive consumption, borrowing, and spending. Okay. Yeah. So it's a package of measures.
Sure. One final question, ma'am. So you've seen the government move on the fiscal side of things. Where does this leave monetary policy? Do you think the RBI and the MPC have enough headroom to go ahead and cut interest rates further? Is there a need?
Oh, yes, definitely. Because in a flexible inflation targeting regime, it depends on where inflation is compared to your target. And inflation is below 4%. That gives them a lot of room in any case. And then if there is a growth slowdown, their output gap is also negative. So they have room to cut, quite a lot of room to cut. And I'm sure they will take a view. In a sense, you have to strike while the iron is hot. When there is a slowdown, we're seeing a series of moves coming from the Finance Ministry. The Reserve Bank also has been cutting. So it's a coordinated effort which will help turn things around.
Ashima Goyal, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much indeed for joining us with your views. Ashima Goyal, member of the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council.